Hello, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, how are you?
Really good.
Good. Hey, welcome to Auntie'S Book Corner. Today is Own It, and here is your very own Amazon International bestseller, best book, Own It. So my classic co-host, Boatin Russell, and I are here today to discuss another topic. Today we'll be talking about how doubt, fear, and timidity holds us back. But before then, I will go and share. So anyway, what happened is that the launch was very successful and the manuscript has now gone to the editor. So after it comes back from the editor, any changes that are needed will be made. Then it has to be formatted and I have to do copyright. Yes, I was looking. I found the agency, Canadian Intellectual Property something's federal government. And I sent an email and it's been 2 days, and I said, I can't sit around and wait. So I was telling Nana that I forgot something. I'm in the province of Alberta, so I should go to the province government of Alberta website. I'm sure, yeah, are you there? It seems you're frozen. I'm sure that I will be able to find the agency that does copyright for books. So that's what I have to do. So in the meantime, the book club still continues, but I did give people the option as to whether they want to continue or to drop out, but I haven't seen any no's yet. Or as usual, maybe people just are busy and will be responding in due course. So yeah, I'm going to go share, and if you want to talk so that I go and share. Yeah, you are frozen. Can you hear me? Oh, Wi-Fi. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just go share. Bear with us. I think YAA is having some Wi-Fi challenges, so I'm going to share. Okay. Hello. The Wi-Fi is acting up again. Yeah.
Oh,
I did the introduction, so I said I was going to share.
it's too frustrating.
Yeah, I said I'm going to share so that if you can chat with them while I do the sharing, and then I'll come back.
Okay, all right. Yeah, hi everyone. Sorry about my Wi-Fi. I don't know when we were chatting before, I wasn't doing that, and then immediately
No,
it started. I don't know.
not at all.
So yeah,
Because you put my
I
before.
know. Oh my bad now. So, what do you yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So today we'll be talking about doubt, fear, and timidity. Yeah. I remember in my early years before high school, yeah, I was quite timid, and I know it was because of the plenty shouting, and so I just withdrew and into my shell and just didn't want, yeah, because I don't know, I really hate it when people me I don't know how to say it in English.
Mm-hmm.
Say ni.
Sorry,
How do you say that? Yeah,
I missed
how
that.
do you say that?
Pacho, you faded out. I didn't get you.
Yeah, kasa wenima.
Oh, like the
How,
the yeah. Um, I forget how to put it, but
I don't know.
you don't like being talked to harshly, or you're always being,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you are like me. I'm the
yeah.
same way. I don't like that at all.
I
Like for
don't.
being the firstborn, like that responsibility thing was so drilled in me that if I know that I have to do something, you come and tell me, I get frustrated because I will get
And
to it.
it's true.
If
I
I'm
still
not
have
doing
that
it,
though.
yes, if I'm not doing it, there's a reason why I'll get to it, but I
Exactly.
feel like I know what to do and I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah. So I guess I don't know, but yeah. So my early years, I was very timid, and I think that's
hello, Ajua.
hello, Adwa.
Welcome. Good morning. Good morning to everybody else who's on the platform. Amajo, hello. Mwah, mwah,
Hey,
mwah. You are there.
long time. Yeah,
I
yeah.
finished sharing.
Okay. So I guess we can start now.
Mhm. Oh, I forgot. I said I finished sharing. I forgot. Let me put it in a way. I need to put it in the book club.
Mm.
Right. Okay, we can go.
Okay. Mm. So the first thing will be doubt and how it stops us from living our best life.
Hmm.
Doubt is not being sure of oneself. You know, and it's not the general. I mean, day to day, sometimes you do have doubts.
Hmm.
That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is um like being
Thank you.
thanks being so doubtful of yourself that you don't believe you can achieve anything good.
Mhm.
That is like the extreme, and it does start from the little doubts that we have, and they go unchecked.
Hmm.
Then it builds up and becomes a big one. But how does it start? You know, when you're
It's
because
crippling. Hmm.
yes, it is very very crippling, and um, it starts because doubts actually comes from like previous experiences also can make you doubt yourself. I mean, if you keep failing, or if
Hmm.
not necessarily failing, but sometimes too, if people make you feel like you're a failure or you're failing all the
Hmm.
time. So
Hmm.
when we're young, if you do something good, you're not commended, but when you do something bad, that is what you hear.
Yes.
Then it's like you're doing nothing good at all. Although, I mean, when you're young, you don't really think about, oh, I did something good or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but it's the things that we keep hearing
Hmm.
that would stay in our minds. So
Hmm.
if every day you do something wrong and that's all you hear, then you grow up thinking, I'm no good because
Hmm.
I've not been able to achieve anything, although maybe you might have achieved something. So that, and it's also the same along the lines of excessive criticisms. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Negativity. Hmm.
yes, yes. When it's excessive, I mean, it's good to have um, feedback,
Hmm.
and it will be negative. But if it's objective,
Hello, Araba. My uni town. Gwe, welcome.
yeah, we I don't know, we don't like to give feedback because all we do is to criticize,
Yes.
and it doesn't help. It doesn't help because feedback has um,
A place.
a positive, yeah, it has a place in everybody's development, kids, adults, whatever. And correct feedback actually
Hmm.
has a positive objective. It is to help
Yes.
you grow. And when you're
Yeah.
being given that, even though it might be negative in the sense that you might not have done something well,
Hmm.
if the person has the objective of helping you grow, you feel it. And
Hmm.
when it's just pointing out your faults, you know that too, you know, and that doesn't help us grow in any way
Hmm.
whatsoever. So, yeah, those things cause us
Damage.
to, yeah, be doubtful of ourselves, and that also leads to the self-esteem issue, which is common. It's common with
Yeah.
our people. Yeah, yeah.
As you were saying that, I'm kind of remembering something I learned from my Toastmasters days, that when you are given feedback on somebody's speech, like something about, I think you start like you do positive, then you do the constructive feedback, then you end with positive. Like you are not we're not here to pamper, to be pampered or to pamper our children, like, but
Yeah.
we have to get away from that behavior of always hi hi hi, everything scolding, scolding, harsh treatment. And then we come from this environment that we think that our way is the best, that we are strict and we are parenting and doing this and doing that. But you get to a point you realize that you need to listen to your children,
Yeah.
because they also have an opinion and they
Yeah.
will tell you. So
Yeah.
these negativities, like, when you're talking about doubt is like a lack of self-confidence, right? Or feeling
Mm.
uncertain.
Yeah.
There are a lot of us people who are not sure of ourselves because of the environments in which we grew up in. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not only in our environment, it's here too, everywhere. When you
Yeah.
receive harsh criticism every time and you are told things like, oh, I don't see anything good in you, you'll not amount to anything. You grow up believing it,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
tell a person that, look, you are able, you are capable, you know, it's like my oldest daughter, everything, every time it's like, oh, you are quiet. Oh, you are quiet. Is it a sin?
No.
We are not all supposed to be loud people. Do you know
Yeah.
what is in her? Do you know what she's capable of? You don't know the half of it, but we write people off.
Mm-hmm.
Let me let me read some comments and then I'll come back because it's going fast. Adjoa says the hypocrisy, maltreatments, put downs, labeling, name calling, foolish enablements, double standards, lack of understanding, lack of productive teachings, lack of security, lack of value, lack of self-love, and many negative aspects play a big role in people's timidity. Thank you, Adjoa. This is exactly it. The put downs, the name calling. Somebody
Yeah.
will look at you and tell you, oh, your face like this, this,
Oh
this. And
man.
that is our lips. And yet these are the same people. We call ourselves Christians. We go to church and the Bible tells us that we should say a word, like our words should be seasoned.
Yeah.
The life and death are in the power of the tongue. So what you
Mm.
say with your lips. So if you're always spewing out negative things on your children, your husband, your wife, whatever, it takes a toll on people.
Yeah.
Ajua
Exactly.
says it sickens me when I hear some people's enablement nonsense with excuses, reasons, and blaming games without addressing the real issues because they don't have the capacity to, because of some of these things. They,
Yeah.
they don't think that it's important enough to work on oneself, you know. Um, our method of resolution limits one healing and growth. We don't address anything.
Don't
And then
know.
even when we address it, it's one-sided. you know Doubts enable and trigger many to be powerless because you don't feel confident. You are It's what's the word that they use, is debilitating, or see, can say,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
crippling. Just say it's immobile. You are stuck. You are stuck. Like all these three things we're mentioning, they are all tied together: doubt,
Yeah.
fear, timidity. It's all one cycle, just because of the kinds of things that you hear. And so, like, if you sometimes you get so upset or irritated with your kids and you realize you are saying something or something is coming to your mouth and you go tell yourself,
Mhm.
you know what, let me keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah.
Bite your tongue. Or even when you say it, you know that you did wrong, you go back afterwards and you talk to them. And you both talk, you apologize, they also apologize, and you carry on. Like
Mm-hmm.
that thing up, because the negativity is too much. There are people who don't see any good. And this is how the doubt part, we don't build confidence.
No.
Yeah, if you see a little child from this environment, they are just talking, so confident, and they are good at something, and the parent starts to nurture it in them.
Mm-hmm.
With us, who empowered you? They'll tell you, shh, be quiet. You talk too much. Mwawano, go and sit in the corner. So
Yeah.
you feel like there's something wrong with you. And you have those children who always ask questions. Why? Why this? Why that?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, you see, we're all different. We have placid or calm children, children who don't make any waves, and then you have the strong-willed child, and then you have the whatever. You have to learn to mentor each the way they are. You can't use one. And some mothers, oh, you are this, you are this, you are that, and then they keep saying those things to you. How do you build self-confidence if you're always being told negative things?
Yeah. That's true.
So it makes you don't have faith in yourself. You don't believe in yourself,
Yeah.
right? So the effect is that you self-sabotage because you are not confident. You miss opportunities. You miss opportunities, you know, because you think, I can't do it. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't do it. And then you are
Yeah.
sitting there, somebody who may be just like you or even less than what you know will go and get the thing and be doing it and go, oh, I wish I had done it.
And
Or
yeah.
you even it will spill out in jealousy and bitterness that, oh, how come they can? You did because you lack self-confidence. You didn't push to go do that thing.
Yeah.
Hello, Pastor P. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, we love it too. And we are going to break the table again. Nana Araba says, I'll drink water and mind my business. I can't feel myself. It's debilitating. Thank you. Pastor P greets all of you on the platform. So it's you second guess yourself, right? Yeah. And so, and this kind of doubt thing to create procrastination. Oh,
Right.
should I do it? Oh, I can't do it. Oh, even if I go and do it, maybe it won't work. Oh, people will laugh at me. Oh, this, oh, that, right?
Yeah.
And so it becomes very difficult. Yes. And so how do you overcome doubt? How do you overcome this self-doubt thing?
Okay. So before I go on the how to overcome, I also found this interesting thing. It said that imposter syndrome,
Oh,
because
thank you.
when you achieve things, positive
Hmm.
things, feel like I don't even deserve to have done that. And that's really serious. Like, I mean, it's normal if you don't do it or if you fail and you feel
Hmm.
all down and but
Hmm.
even when you achieve things, it makes you feel like I'm an imposter. Like,
Yes.
that's not me. Like, you don't even believe that you actually achieved whatever that
Yeah, you see the
is.
smile on my face. I went there. It happens to the best of us. You go,
Yeah,
oh, wow. Then you go, what
can't
next?
believe.
You know, and then you
Yeah,
get told you can teach people what you've learned. Now I'm like, oh, but where do I start from? What do I know? And then you go, but I did it. Go back
yeah,
and write it out, right?
yes, yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lady called YAA'S. She always shares my stuff. I just saw that she shared it. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Mm.
Every time everything of mine, she's always sharing it. Thank you. I mean, I appreciate everybody else, but I've noticed that it's somebody that I don't know. She's a friend on Facebook, but she always makes sure that she shares. So, when Nipa ye papa I say yeka.
Mm.
Ajua says females, oh Ajua, always get blamed or hold accountable for their make partners dumb choices to continue to suppress one gender. How this is condoned, I cannot understand it, Cora. How do we develop when lies are acceptable over the realistic truth? This is the thing. Ah, like, yeah, continue. I'll come back to that point, I'm sure. Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, when she says
Yeah.
female gets blamed, I get triggered because I ask myself, why is it that in our society everything is the female? I saw
It's
a man, and I'm
fault. Yeah.
diverting a bit. I saw a man shouting on the radio about females should learn to protect females' relationships. Don't go for a married man. I'm thinking, are you advising the men? Why did the married man go for the woman? So, yeah, Ajua, I think this will be another topic someday. Who knows? Pacho, continue. Yeah, are you there? Oh, yeah, is having Wi-Fi issues today. She was going to make a point before we go on to the overcoming self-doubt. So I'll read Adjoa's comment. It says, overcoming self-doubt is to block out the noise making by learning to change your dysfunctional behaviors and thoughts. Simply do you by acquiring knowledge and wisdom. Empty barrels make the most noise. That you are right. You have to be committed to and invested in your own growth and development. Like there's no two ways about that. And if you are not doing it, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
You were saying a comment before going to the overcoming.
I've forgotten.
Okay, so I read Adra's comment. So
Okay.
the other way to overcome doubt is to have self-compassion. Be
Mm-hmm.
kind to yourself. You
Yes.
know, the things
Yes.
you say to yourself, your self-talk, you have to examine it. There are people, because of the things that they've heard, they'll say, I'm not I'm not good enough. I can't do it. Oh,
Right.
nobody's done
Right.
that in my home. In my family, we don't do those things. Oh, I'm a woman. I can't do it. You know, my
Yeah.
daughter showed me a comment this week that got me so mad. Like some person, some young woman saying that in her singleness, she's enjoying her singleness and doing things and all that. And the comments back and forth. And one of them was a man saying that, oh, um, you can't do that for too long. You have to get married and have the children because you can't be happy, you know. And I thought, that is the script that I always talk about. That is the script that I always talk about, that a woman is supposed to be in the kitchen. She's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be in the bedroom. She's supposed to be cooking and cleaning. Aside of that, you are never good for anything else. So without that, um, oh, you know what? The comments are just coming. Let me see.
Oh.
Okay, I read it. Let me do this one here. Oh, she says, Sister Yafford, I thought I was the only one who gets triggered when you have some unintelligent people make certain comments. Oh, you know what? For me, the woman thing, it bothers me to no end. It just bothers me that people think that that is all that a woman can do. And there are some women who reinforce that script. And if you are doing anything outside of that, they'll come and condemn you and make you feel like heck. Why? Because they have doubts, they have fear, and they are timid. They can't do anything. They can't break out. So how dare you break out of the mold?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Bless you.
Yeah.
And Amajo says that is another man talking for men, forgetting he has daughters out there. Thank you. Thank you. This is exactly the same. You know, Nano Din, just talking so loudly. And I said to myself, it's only in that Ghana, that's where you can do that and continue to oppress women, and nobody will come out. There's a lot of what do you call it? Women empowerment people out there in Ghana. Will they speak out about some of these things, that you are giving the wrong messaging to women? You are giving the wrong message, to address both sides. It's like I saw in a group that I'm in that somebody was asking about movies for women who are being groomed ahead of marriage. And I'm looking at the statement. And so I scrolled through and I saw one of the first comments. I thought, is anybody talking about this? And then one lady said, why is it always about the women? What about the men? This and that. So I told her, I'm glad you spoke up, because I always say this, that who is training the men? Like, hello, groomed. Am I a horse? Well, I guess I'm a workhorse. That's what I wrote on Ama's platform last night.
Horse
The women are workhorses.
and baby bearing machine. Mm.
Yes,
We
you
forget
know.
that not everybody is supposed to have kids, you know.
No, and not everybody is supposed to get married.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to be mindful of your thinking to overcome this doubt, right? And find
Mm-hmm.
supportive people. Find supportive people, people who will encourage you, people who will motivate you, and
Yeah.
also find validation from within. You've
Yes.
beaten yourself down, that you can't see any good in yourself, but just sit down quietly and ask yourself, think about yourself and say, wow, who am I? What am I? Like, start to tell yourself that you are good enough. You
Mm.
know, I've always said that there's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that I live by. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. It is all up to you. If somebody is treating you badly, how on earth do you sit there and take it that, oh, if I speak up, they won't talk to me? They are damaging you. Your first
Mm.
priority should be you. And this is why Ajua says, make yourself the priority. Be determined, self-motivation, live an honest life. Be you and not kiss others' backside. Stand up tall, value yourself, be self-assured. Be disciplined, speak your mind with effective communication, model what you're about and not just speak it. Thank you. The talk is cheap for no. You say it, but you won't do it, you
Mm.
know? And Nanaraba says, women are helpmeets. We are here to help, not take over the responsibilities of men. Adam was on his own doing his stuff, and we were made to come help and keep him company. Who was cooking and doing stuff for him before Eve, I wonder. Thank you. Thank
That's
you, Araba.
true.
I'm glad you went there.
That is
Yeah,
so
he
true, eh?
wasn't starving, was he? So, yeah, he wasn't starving. Like
Yeah.
me, I get very annoyed about this expectation that cook, 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 cook. And I'm honest enough to say that, hey, my husband cooks better than I do. Is it something that
Mm-hmm.
I should be ashamed of? When I
No.
was in my earlier years with work, I mean, when my kids were young and I had to travel a lot, there was a time I left and went to Ottawa for about a week.
Oh.
And he was the one taking the kids to school and doing this and doing that, feeding them. If he didn't know how to cook, by the time I came, the kids would be langa langa or something would have happened to them. So let's get away from that script, you know? I always say it, and I'm like, before even there was a lot of times I tell myself that, we women, if we're not careful, you take over the whole everything in the house, and the man won't do anything. So for
Yeah.
me, for the longest time, it's my husband who used to go grocery shopping. And yet when you tell women this, they'll be, oh, your husband. I'm like, what is wrong with it? It's lately that the girls have grown up. So sometimes they'll do it or I'll go with one of them, you
Um.
know? Hmm. So you have to you need to validate yourself. Validate yourself. If Ajua is talking to me and then all of a sudden she starts insulting me or saying things to make me feel bad, do you think I'll go around Ajua? And for me, it's not about, oh, there are some people that you don't need to say too much. You just effectively distance yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's somebody that you value the relationship, then you say, oh, sis, you've been saying this and it doesn't make me feel blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure where you are coming from. Can you
Right.
explain to me what you mean? But
Yeah.
as instead of telling the person or addressing it in a very non-confrontational way by getting your point across, we go and tell other people, and then other people start behaving funny to Ajua, and then Ajua goes, oh, what is going on? You see, this timidity, the cowardly manners, this is how it all shows up in our lives because we've been taught that especially women, oh, Obadia, you should be modest. You shouldn't talk too much. Be quiet. Mwawano, so we don't know how to, even the men, we don't know how to address issues. You watch, everything is inflammatory talk,
Yeah. Yeah.
putting women down. When I hear of the way that some men even talk to their wives, I'm like, wow,
No.
you know? No, because me, if you're going to say something to me that is out of character, I'll tell you right there. Until you tell me, say, oh, dear, BBA, oh, can I say, yeah, I'm telling you right now so that in you me
Bibi,
trim.
oh, that's not true.
Yeah, I have to.
That's the same thing I got. Bibi, I'll
Oh,
be.
dear, BBA, oh, can. Ajua says, I truly feel that many have the tendency to speak without thoroughly thinking it through because they heard someone else say it with no understanding. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Abosuba,
Majority of
yes.
people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, to overcome your doubt, you have to love yourself. A lot of these things come from us not loving ourselves because it's not a concept that was taught. Even right now, when you tell people, oh, look at those people, like self-love, self this, oh, they are selfish. I'll go
Selfishness.
back to I'll go back to the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. You are commanded to love yourself. It's okay, do it. I'll say things I see and know with emotional intelligence. Yes, Pastor P says most women can't stand strong women. Very pathetic. Clap, clap, clap. It is true. They are so intimidated. And then they do these little things like wanting to, oh, act like you are not there or being snobbish or doing all kinds of weird things or talking, insulting. Meanwhile, you go back home and you are miserable and you are crying. What did you get out of coming to insult me? Did it help your life? Did it improve you? No. Hmm. Do you have anything else on doubt? Yeah.
um, when you started, that's when I went off. But what I have down here is also to remember past achievements, no matter how little they
Yes.
are, because even if no one told you or commended you, you know what you have achieved in the past. That's not to say
Mhm.
that
Mm-hmm.
You live in the past, you move forward, but
Mm-hmm.
remember, it makes you know that you can actually do something. And in being kind to yourself, you have to um, allow yourself to fail sometimes.
Yes,
It's
we
normal.
don't allow ourselves
Yeah,
to. That's the thing.
yeah. And that's
And
not
they'll
to say
laugh
that you
at
don't
you.
do it. Yeah. When you know you've put in your all and you fail, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. So you go back and check whatever that you did wrong. And that's what helps us grow.
Yes.
I don't know if you talked about comparing yourself to others.
Oh, yes, I had it, but I didn't mention
Okay.
it. No comparisons yet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because we are all on different paths.
But yes.
And if you compare yourself to others, it's like you fail from the very start because
Mm-hmm.
they're going on their journey, you're going on yours, and even
Mm-hmm.
if it looks alike, it might
Mm-hmm.
still be different. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if it's to learn from each other, that's different. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be comparing yourself and milestones, everybody has their own milestones, and you just stay on your path.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I also have down here that journaling is also a good way to yeah, release the self doubts.
Yes.
It's a way of, because we don't really, we're not mindful about how we talk to ourselves, because it's like automated, so we
Yeah.
don't really realize we're talking negative to ourselves. But journaling will help.
Yeah.
It will help you also. uh,
Yeah.
that's for
I'm
those who like writing. I like
sorry.
writing and putting
Sorry.
down.
I was laughing. I'm laughing because I'm saying now you have come to Abrochi. Obey you didn't to go and help by you home. Do you have time to sit and be self-reflective? A lot of us are just going through every day. We wake up and we are running, 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 but we don't
Go
think
to
of
work, come
ourselves.
back. Yeah,
We are
yeah,
programmed to always put others first before
yeah,
ourselves.
yeah,
So this thing, if anybody is hearing this, that is some options. Even if you don't like the writing, focus on talking to yourself or reflecting, and
yeah. You have to be
but writing
mindful of.
is good. If you don't like it, form the habit. I mean, these are
Yeah,
things to help build your own self.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Because I had this book from 20, no, 2013 or 14, and when I
Hmm.
went to read it, I didn't remember a lot of the things that I was I had actually written down.
Hmm.
So if it wasn't in my handwriting, I would have said somebody else wrote it, but it was me. Because yeah, sometimes you don't. I mean, you can store so much in your
Hmm.
mind or in your memory. So
Hmm.
it's good to be, yeah, assess yourself and know what truly matters to you.
Hmm.
Because if you
Hmm.
don't assess yourself and know your values, which we always say here, you would not know what matters. And what matters will also determine what you prioritize, what you put your time in, what you put your money in, and your efforts in. And then if the self doubt is so bad that you can't handle it, you have to seek professional help, because
Yes.
we have resources. Yeah, it's not being crazy alone that you have to go seek mental health, because even people who have gone to school, have their masters and stuff, when
Hmm.
you suggest these things, the first thing they would ask you, you think I'm crazy? You're not crazy, but the mind is a tricky thing,
Yeah.
eh?
Those are educated people, right? So sorry. That's why sometimes we say, excuse me to say it's educated illiterates. We don't want to do anything different from what we
Yeah,
know. I
yeah,
was laughing because of Pastor P's comment. The same way some men are afraid of ambitious, smart, strong women because of low self-defense and low self-esteem. Don't allow them to take you down in their holes of stupidity. It is very true. It is very true. This is so, so true,
yeah.
because it's like, how? Instead of supporting the woman, you are sitting there being something, something. No,
Mm-hmm.
for me, you know what? I'm on earth for a purpose. So whether you support me or not, I'm doing it. Yes. Whether you support me or
Exactly.
not, I'm doing it. Yeah. because people think that, oh, everything, oh, my husband this, oh, my husband that. Sometimes the husband's attitude will stop you from fulfilling your destiny or your passion, your vision in this life. So you need to learn to
Yeah.
speak up and do your thing. And I know people will say, oh, she's saying fight the husband. You know something? We have to see, like in marriage, you have to be with somebody um, who's going to help you as you are also going to help them to fulfill their vision. But there are times when that doesn't happen. And when it happens, you're going to sit still and let your life pass by. No, no, I decided I wasn't going to do that. So I do my stuff. Look, the way sometimes we come and portray marriage, everybody thinks it's so hunky-dory, rosy, this and that. It is not. Not everybody. Some of us don't have it so rosy. Yet we choose to. Yeah, you have to switch the other one off.
Oh,
Well, on
it's
this,
still
yeah.
the same iPad too. Whoa,
Oh, so
that's
one of it. Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. I'll read
Good
these
now.
comments and continue. Adjoa says some wives will break their back to build their husbands up to the next level to live a comfort, peace lives. Then they turn around to soothe another insignificant person who did not play a role in their successes because they can now afford it. Why not find another partner when they are still broke then? Oh, Ama Joe says, that's like me reading my diaries and asking myself, what? It's true. Sometimes you write something and you forget you wrote.
Yeah.
Pastor P says, yes, stand up for yourself in life and in marriage. Yes. You know, if women will sit there and say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that because of my husband, I can't do this because of this or that. I have done it. I can't always say that my husband has been the most supportive person. I've done it regardless. And it's not, I'm sitting here telling the truth. It's not to say that he's on a different path. And maybe I don't want to be on that path, but this is me. I have to do this for me. I have to. Because
Exactly.
where I come from, we don't just sit around doing nothing. You do something. You have to make your life
Mm-hmm.
count. You have to make your life count. Adra says some husbands cannot produce offspring, but still will be blaming on wives, where family members will be on the wife's case, disregarding the emotional and psychological effect that they are causing. As for us, this kind of environment
Hmm.
is so it's all part of this, just the negative psyche that we have. Blame, blame, blame all the time.
Yeah.
So should we move to fear then? Or
Yeah.
go on?
That's commercial.
Okay.
These are some of the things or topics that I talk about on my channel. So please head out there and check it out. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, what's my Watson Russell? You can search for it, or you can go on my social media pages at Yeah Russell Hints, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Yeah, and you can share all my previous videos as well to support me.
So there it is. Please support our sister YAA Russell. Yes, she's got some good things going on. Subscribe to her YouTube. Whatever you can do to support her, please do it. That is what we're about, learning from each other, building each other up. When I decided to leave the forest of negative people who won't, who are not doing anything for my life, just putting you down, just sitting still doing nothing, I stepped out and I met like-minded people, people who understand you, you understand them. You are on different paths, but you're heading towards the same goals, and you build each other up, and away you go. Support is very important in our environment. I wish that it's something that we would grasp in our environment, is what I'm trying to say. We don't know how to serve people, we don't know how to support people, but it is so important. And it is not only about you. You know, if you just want to people to always just build you up, but you are not helping anybody, that does not work. So and there it is. Own It was launched on March 24th,
That was an
2 weeks ago.
exciting.
I tell you, hilariously exciting. Yes, it's an Amazon best-selling book, and I am an Amazon best-selling author.
Author.
And
Whoa.
as Yah was saying, you sit down and you do the imposter syndrome, and I go, no, 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 I worked hard. I
You
did, and I'm continuing to.
deserve it.
So
Yeah.
these are some of the things, you tell yourself that you are not capable of doing anything. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not this. You can try anything. You can if you set your mind to it. It's not about whatever that you can accomplish comes from within you. The thing that I have about me is that I don't give up. I'm very stubborn that way. I will push and I'll push till I get it. And so, because of that, it's not anything somebody is going to come and take away from me. I've been in environments where sometimes you, even at that time, um, you were not very aware. We have different stages of self-development, self-growth. People see things in you more than you even see, and you become an intimidation to people. And so this is where I say, if you don't know your script, find your own script. Somebody will write you one. And so you sit in these environments and you are not growing, and you are sitting around and you have to tell yourself, I can do this. I have it within me. It doesn't matter. Just push yourself, take one step. At the end of the day, be proud to write down, I did this today. A lot of people are sitting around in fear, being so timid because of a husband, because of a mother, because of a friend, because of the environment, the society. And meanwhile, these people, they are not going anywhere. You know what my coach, Dr. Fred, he says, ain't been there, can't tell going there how to get there. You don't know where I'm going, and yet you come and speak negative into my life. Have you tried it? We need to learn to stand up for ourselves and push ourselves in life and not allow these things to hold us back. It is so, so important. You are here today, tomorrow you could be gone, and then what? Yeah, I think some comments came. Let me read it and then we'll continue. Adra says there will never be growth and change if we continue at this rate, not addressing every issue fairly. And Nanaraba said you stepped out and owned it. Yes, you have to, because people will hold you back. You have to. I'm not sitting here talking for nothing, like taking responsibility and accountability for your life journey. It is a big problem in our society and our community because of Fama Nyame syndrome. The religion or the faith that we are practicing, we've taken it the wrong way, and we are sitting there waiting for manna to come from heaven. But it is up to you. You have to step out and own it. Ajua says in our society, many enjoy others building them up, but then look the other way when it's the other person's turn. Hypocrites. It's true. It is true. Oh, it is true. Woohoo, and congratulations again, sis. Thank you, Ajua. Ajua Odo, oh my goodness, she will support you. Listen, I forgot myself. There's a ticker scrolling down before I come back to the comments. So Sister Ajua Odo, whose name is on right now, she has a program on Fridays. It's at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be 4:30 Mountain Standard for us. Abrabomu Nsem. And then marriage teachings, which is today, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock my time. So 3 p.m. Eastern is what? 7 p.m. GMT and BST. Please, please, please patronize her program. And Dreamers and Visionaries free coaching with a beautiful, sassy, intelligent Pastor Patience Edwards on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern. That is 1 p.m. my time. Look, I've been going to this program for over a year. I'm almost going to two. I can't even remember the timelines and the things that I have learned, and it is just amazing. And that tells you the power of investing in yourself. I've done coaching with Pastor Patience. You know, in our society, we sit there and go, oh, why should I go and talk to this person? Why should I do that? You know, even when it comes, like the way we behave, we need to snap out of that mode. It ain't for you. It ain't for you. Yes, yes. Pastor P says, Sister Ajua is an awesome individual. I adore her support. Yes, yes, Ajua. Yamin Shira Mami. Thank you, Pastor P. Pastor Patient says, my ex insulted me this week that I'm barren because I and my current husband have no children. Meanwhile, we are old and decided not to have kids. I have one child and he has his own children. We have decided not to have children. In fact, I cursed him when he said that. Pastor P, sometimes the things that you hear, no, get on with your life. Oh, much love to you, our author Bakope. Oh, Ajua. Mwah. God bless you. Israel. Yeah, Pacho, let's continue before we take away all your time. The next one is fear.
Yeah, fear. I have it here. It could be real, it could be imagined. I think most of the time
Mhm.
it's imagined because
Yes.
yeah, and,
You heard
living
you
a
heard
life
of fears. What is it again? False evidence appearing real or something. Fear.
false. Yes, yes, yes. I heard that, and it
Hi.
is really because the one that cripples us mostly is the one that we haven't even seen, or the physical ones are normal if you see danger
Hello,
coming,
Aisha.
stuff like that. Hi. But this self doubt can build up, and then you live a life of fear to go into anything
Mhm,
else. So
mhm,
when you doubt yourself extremely, then you're afraid to do anything at all. Like you just I don't know, live the zombie life, go through life and not
mhm,
try anything. That's living a life of fear because most of the time as human beings we are afraid of the unknown. Like when you're
mhm,
getting into something new, it's fearful. Like yeah, it is, and that's normal. And that's not to say that don't ever be afraid, but that's
mhm,
not possible. We will be afraid to get into new things, but even the fear it shouldn't hold us hostage. That's what I
mhm,
want to say. Like it should not have an effect on your life so that you're not moving. Just like
mhm,
in the dream, like when I have a dream and there's danger coming, like sometimes you freeze because
mhm,
you're afraid to move, or that kind of thing. And that's what fear that's to us in real life, because you freeze. You don't really move forward. You're just living life. I don't know, just the way you know it, staying
mhm.
in the corner, the one corner of the box. That's what fear will,
Not moving
as
to the
Adwa
others.
would say,
Uh-huh.
not even move around in the box. Yeah, that's no, but yeah.
Oh,
But
hello, boss lady. Welcome.
hi,
Nice to have you. Yeah, to us.
yeah. So fear will do that to you, and well, we'll talk about how to get around that data. So
Mhm,
yeah, like before I started these videos, I think it was fear of not being able to do it properly, because I wanted it. I it's doing it properly and also not to look stupid in front of people.
mhm,
But once I did it, I for sure I made mistakes. But yeah, I learn from it and I'm moving forward with it. And I
Yeah.
know there'll be more little mistakes here and there that I
Mhm.
will learn from eventually. So yeah, I guess that's it for
From
now.
what you're saying, right? We are not taught to own ourselves, own our stuff. So,
Yeah.
stepping out and doing something and even failing and say, okay, let me correct it. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know that. We have two extremes. You have to fail, you try, you have to succeed. Failure, we don't do the in between that. Okay, you need to adjust and get better.
I
We
think
have
we
this,
equate failing with being a failure, but they are two different things.
yes, yes, you have to
Yeah,
try so many times before you get it, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Adjoa says bam, bam, and bam because they're looking for others to come save them. Or Bapa Russell. People are always looking for something to come and save them. You know,
Save them.
the things that we fear is so ridiculous, but it's true.
Yeah.
All of us, right? Fear of
Yeah.
uncertainty, fear of failure, fear of
Mm-hmm.
rejection, fear of missing out. My daughter always goes FOMO. Oh, when you get off social media, you think you are missing something, so it's something. The young people, oh, let me go back and see what's going
Yes,
on.
yes, yes.
So fear of change, fear of losing control. We think we want to be in control of our own lives, but sometimes it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of being judged, fear of inadequacy, feeling inadequate. But
Yeah.
the thing like this rejection, who's going to reject you? Friends, family, whoever. Sometimes you got to stand alone. I don't
Yes.
care about people's opinions. I mean, the bad opinions. I don't care about them because
Mhm.
if you've
Yeah.
not made the effort to get to know who I am, who are you to condemn me or pass or that woman or Chireno? That's the
Right.
statement that I heard. That woman Ochireno, you don't know me because I have boundaries in place. That you see Ochireno, because I won't
Mm-hmm.
allow you to come and monkey with me and disrespect me because I
Yeah.
don't go around disrespecting people. So I expect the same back. It's just
Exactly.
courtesy, right?
Yeah.
Adjoa says fear is only active when one allows it to dictate their actions. Exactly.
True.
You see, fear is like being anxious. You are afraid of something. A lot of us in our community, we are afraid of people. We are afraid of people's opinions. And so
Opinion.
those are limiting us. Oh, if I do this, they will say this. What will people say? What will people think? My question or whatever I always ask, are they breathing for you?
Hmm.
Even if you have a health issue right now, they'll give you your own oxygen tank.
Exactly.
when you
Mm-hmm.
when you choose to sit around being afraid of people, just ask yourself that question: is that person breathing for me? It's about time that we come into our own. Like, it's very freeing when you decide that, you know what, this is who I am. I love me, I accept me. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Is the most
Mm-hmm.
freeing thing you can do for yourself on
Yeah.
this earth, because life is short. I always say life is short. Here today, gone tomorrow. Lately, who was I talking to? And we were saying this thing that it seems like you hear something, oh, this person, oh, they are gone. Oh, I was talking to this person last week, oh, they are gone. Like, people, it's just like it's just crazy. So you need to really sit down. Stop wasting your time. Just Amajo, are you there? Stop wasting your time just drifting through life, oh, because of people's opinions. So I'm just drifting along. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to cause waves for people to talk about me. It's so limiting. Aisha says it's great to stand alone. I'm with you. Like, it doesn't matter. I can be at home alone. Sometimes the girls will go out to work and I'll be here for 8 hours before anybody comes home. And I'm good with it. I've enjoyed it. Yeah, my vacation is almost over. My husband will be back soon. So, fear leads to pessimism, an inability to see things positively. We have this negative behavior, you know, sometimes, sometimes
Sorry.
because it's okay, because we haven't tried. Pastor P says I was talking to her. um, because we haven't tried something, we'll sit down and say that, oh, it can't be done. And then when somebody is going to do it, then we say, no, don't do it because this will happen. Oh, the government will be this. Oh, are you sure they'll cause problems for you? Don't do it. Meanwhile, you have to ask questions. You have to look. You know what? There's Google. It's like me. I said I was telling Nana that I need to do a copyright for this book. So when I Googled it, I found it says Canadian Intellectual Property Office, and I sent an email there. And it's been 2 days. I think I sent it on Thursday. I'm not very good at waiting 2 days. I can't wait a week. So I said to her, I said, it hit me that I live in the province of Alberta. I should go to the provincial website. I will find an office that does that. So that's what I'm going to do, you know? So somebody will say, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, this, oh, that. Every time some people try to stop you, there are a lot of people whose dreams have fallen to the wayside, fallen into the gutter because of listening to people. You know, sometimes when you're doing something, you don't need to tell anybody. When you need to, is the good people that you know who will advise you and say, hey, this or hey, that, you know. And so it limits your success because you are afraid to try anything. You are afraid. I mean, you are sitting there, oh, I haven't done this during my childhood. I'll read some comments and continue. Fear is crippling, but it can be a catalyst, fuel, or even the vim one needs to actually make that positive change in life. Thank you. I liken it to an eagle flying through the eye of the storm. Oh, Nanaraba. It's so refreshing when you burst out of the storm into clear skies. Woo-hoo! I like this. It is so true. It's what she's saying is true. Because when I have a hurdle to achieve, I'm like sitting there, oh my gosh, am I going to do it? Oh my gosh, but I will do it, but I'll do it. I told you about my circle is small. How many people do I get into a book club? But all those hurdles, you know, what this statement here that Nanaraba has put, just read it and remember it, because when you have a challenge, if you are facing challenges and you are not somebody who has that internal, that fortitude, that I call it tenacity, grit, and nerves of steel. Yeah. If you don't have it, you are not going anywhere. You can call it other names, but for me, that's my mantra.
Right.
Aisha says, thank you for your powerful words. So you're welcome. Thank you. And then she says, to conquer fear is the beginning of wisdom. Yes, you have to. If you don't conquer fear, that's it. You are stuck, because you're always going to be scared of that thing that you ought to be doing, and you'll find an excuse not to do it. So I'll say that's the end of your life, period. The walking dead. You are alive, but you are dead because you are not happy. You are not doing what you are supposed to be doing. Abigail says, I have so many dreams, but fear could not let me. So are you
Right.
doing it now, or is the fear still crippling you? Please let us know. Yeah, because if it is, then you have to take the steps to kind of, it's little by little. Sometimes we said we want to do everything all at once. Yeah, it's like the to-do list. We write it and then we think we have to do everything. Just
Everything
do
at once.
one thing.
Yeah.
Just do the one thing. Abigail, we
Yeah.
should talk, eh? So
Mm-hmm.
so how do you overcome it? Like I say, you have to face them. You have to. For me, any challenge that is coming my way, I'm like, I have to do this. Like my next step is, my coach says, yeah, so you've got the best-selling whatever. What next? I'm like, oh my gosh, who is that? But you have to work through. You have to imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Who's going to believe me? You have to go. You have to keep pushing. Take time out to think. Sometimes if you stop to think through the fear that you're having, you realize how ridiculous it is. We get
Silly.
told,
Yes.
you've heard a lot of people say that the thing that you feared never comes to pass. In the Bible somewhere, I think, is it David or Job? What I fear, I think it's Job. What I feared has come upon me. That is a different matter. But I'm saying a lot of think about it. Oh, this will happen. Oh, that will happen. When I was growing up, my greatest fear was if my mother dies early, my father will go and marry again. I'll get a wicked stepmother. What will happen to us? If my father dies early,
Too many fairy tales.
if my father dies early, the relatives will come and will become poor. The relatives will come and take all his property. So, did this happen? When it happened, when my
No.
father passed away, he died young. He died young, but I was 35 when he passed away. And I shouldn't say luckily, but maybe fortunately, at that time my younger sister was in university, so the the formative years, we had all passed through it. For me, when I hear of people dying and you hear they have little children, my heart just, it makes, my heart just,
Yeah.
my heart just, I feel awful because, nah. Mm-mm. And then also
Mm.
visualize a happy place, you know, learn to learn to be good to yourself, that you're also deserving of peace, joy, happiness, not fears. Okay, that fear thing, it will take over your life, and if you're not careful, you won't take any step. So the thing too is that don't try to be perfect. Whatever is keeping you back from trying what you need to be trying, do it, fail, readjust, realign, continue. So yeah, you can give us some points.
Yeah. Yeah, like in thinking about the fear, you need to understand like where is this coming from,
Mhm,
and yeah, why has this fear, why is it even coming up, and
mhm,
what is it? And that's when you find out this is really silly, what I'm thinking or what I'm
mhm,
afraid of, and then you don't just find out the fear and then you leave it. You have to follow it up with action, and
mhm,
also like when things like that also come into mind, you contradict your fears with
mhm,
ways out or with positivity, because usually these things are negative. So just find the positive or the opposite friend of
mhm,
whatever that, yeah, you're thinking about. Yeah,
mhm.
there's nothing that we can't achieve. I mean, if we put our mind to it, and as Auntie has said, the list that you make, and even on that list, the one thing that you take out, you can also break it down into
Small
various
things.
steps. Yeah, which will make it seem more achievable to you if
Mhm.
the even the one thing looks too big for you to achieve. So
Can fear be inherited? Yeah, are you done then? Are you done? When you're done, then we'll address this.
um yeah, and the last one I had on was the fear being like opportunities for growth, as Araba was saying, that
Yeah.
the yeah, yeah, opportunities for growth. Yeah.
It's interesting she put this question there because I remember that there's something that we have not addressed, and we need to talk about it because the word that came to mind is timorous. Can it be inherited? I'll say that as a society, it can be from families and it can be a society. Our society, we are fearful people. It's because of what we've been taught. And a lot
Yeah.
of it too is the fear that has been put in us by religion. I won't say Christianity, religion. We are religious.
Yeah.
We don't practice the Christianity. We are not living we are not in any relationship with God. We are religious, and then we
Mm-hmm.
condemn people and judge people based on our faith. I tell you, when you see people's post on Facebook, say an issue or something, and you go and read the comments, the condemnation that comes out in scripture verses and this and that, and I look and I'm like, who are you to sit in judgment on anybody? As if your life is perfect. So
Yeah.
this inherited, yes, if your parent is a fearful person, they'll visit it on you. Oh, don't do
Yeah.
this. Oh, don't do
Yeah.
that. Who, and then you get, oh my gosh, you become a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
And then to some families, it's like if you're around people who've never tried anything and they are living in fear, that's what they visit on you. You become part of it unless you break out, and they won't like you for breaking out of that mode, but you have to.
Yeah.
And some people are so fearful, they don't even let their kids or anybody out of their sight. Oh, my husband, oh, there are so
Yeah.
many insecure women in
Paranoid.
marriages. They are so
Mm-hmm.
fearful, doing all kinds of crazy things to keep a man, you know, doing all kinds of crazy things to keep a man. It's like me. If you think you want to go and run around, then go run around. I'm gone. I don't have time for that. Yeah. I mean, like
Takes around.
what makes you think that because you're a man, you should run around putting your thing in every hole that you see? Excuse my language. Like, what gives you that right? And yet, when a woman goes and does something, then they come and criticize the woman. Every time you hear about marriage, this, women, that. What about the men? I better read this. I'll read some comments and continue because they're going so fast. Aisha says, too many people are thinking of security instead of opportunity. They seem to be more afraid of life than death. Yes, thank you. This is it. Thank you. If you don't take anything from here today, please remember this. So if you are afraid of life, you won't do anything because people's mouths will keep you in check. Look, everybody has an opinion. Oh. Opinions can ruin your life if you let them.
Yeah.
Let them sit there talking, yab, 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 yab. You just keep going. Before they know it, you'll be over there, way ahead there. Wherever you get to, people will talk. So just say that, forget people, I'm going, I'm stepping, I'm on my way. Yes, fear is not in my dictionary at all. Thank you. Try it. Try it. Fear is partly down to your genes, but this process changes as you grow older. Let me get the next comment. Okay. Ajua says, Sister Yafoda, let's send some love to both the parents and children with autism as part of supporting the awareness of autism this month. They are all heroes with their strength and hard work to create safe home. Yes, thank you so much. Sister Aisha, thank you. Thank you. Indeed, thank you. There's a show that my daughter Nana introduced me to, Love on the Spectrum. And there's this young gentleman on there. His name is Ronan. I read something he said this morning. I just love, he's dating this young lady with Down syndrome. And he was saying, Happy Autism Day. And I said, you know, Ronan, you rock. I love your spirit. You know something? We need to be, thank you, Ajwa, for drawing my attention to it. It is not an easy journey. I heard Aisha talking on your program yesterday, and when she said that about somebody fighting for her because of a comment that somebody had made about her son, and she was quiet and the person was fighting. And I'm saying to myself, why on earth would somebody even make a comment?
Yeah.
Why do people do that? Like, why don't we expand our minds and have the grace to get knowledge about issues and situations going on in life instead of sitting there doing whatever it is that we are doing, which is not complementary to anybody. Like the talk, you know, people need to get to the point where they think before they talk. But like Ajwa says, the people say things without understanding because they've heard it somewhere. So they'll come and talk about it. Yeah. Fear can be a generational stronghold, even a territorial spirit. Break loose now in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. It's true. Hey, it's true. It's true. Aisha says, Ajwa Odomens, I take my love. Thank you. No, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I don't know. Are we done with fear?
I guess
Overcoming it? Yeah, we've talked about how to overcome it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ajua says true talk power because many people are ignorant and have no shame. You know, we don't know and we won't go and learn. And then when you hear the things that people spew out and you are listening and you go, what? Is that another human being who said it? Who said this? You know, the most underutilized resource on this earth is the human mind. It's in our heads, but we refuse to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the graveyard, we keep saying there's a graveyard is full of knowledge, things, you know? Yeah. Use your mind, use it, please. Whatever you do, just use it. There's a reason why God put it in your head.
I think as a people generally we don't like asking questions. I don't know.
No.
I think it's a self-esteem thing because
Mm.
it's like when you ask questions, it means you don't know. I mean, you
Yes.
don't know everything. Nobody
Yes.
knows everything in this world.
No.
So it's okay to ask questions, but we don't.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah. There's something that I have to say, but I'll say it in tree because what you just said about asking questions, you see something. In the last 9 months or so, manya supervisors me because of changes near there. 18 me wo ho the previous one. The previous one no. Or yeah, adwuma bi. And I adwuma mpanyin pa no ma no every month be an ma award say obi a wabɔ ne ho mmɔden. And ɔde ma saa nipa no. Afe enra no ɔtwerɛ summary of eyi bi na ɔde send ye nyina. Mekɔhwɛ mu no current no so no ye born abaso about something. And I said to myself, hang on a minute, what's going on here? What's wrong with this picture? And I may send a text to me, me direct penny. And I may catch and so me who say this person in your say. And I went so see or buy or no so in your say. And I'm say, but more really say there are Crawford a four almost know they are working in the trenches, almost bomb money alongside these people. And I may say, you know what, me and me wahono. Me try my minister say, you know me enough to know, say, and yes, I'm peeved about this, but optics, no, yes, me can't want them. And I'm say, your new staff be a wabemo trying to go up a year or be demotivated. What you say, into this is not a year. When him the ochro, see or no crown because Wednesday no on it me current penny no we no omu ye share about me performance appraisal. And I make her say the previous one no award na ye demand no sa file no time and many omu ye adwuma no manager no owo ho no or ye very rude, very intimate. I send me two kwan ko baby. I'm imagine outside on a different file talking to this person where this person is being rude, and I'm comparing to a jume sa previous award no. Papa na me needing come off from that file no. The relationship I established near there. Intimate cancer no na me penny ni can say Wednesday na me cancer no. Eba na dwene into no what yes, no say yes, we have to find a way so Bia will be encouraged and recognized for Nejuma. Oh yeah. The long and the short of story I make and I say, me tna ho say timid me no waka me say me no him say Bibia no I speak up meka. Yeah, me badge waka me say, Mom, you always speak up. Me the main kanda can will say till kingdom come. Into no into no asema me catch no atona dream. Until next time, I'll catch a penny in the past and say, oh, maybe be a consider everybody in Franco Mabaco. And I'm saying, what did you say? See, on a mobile near doing Nipa no, yeah, you my trenches, where are they? Oh,
Yeah.
it's so Becca saw me coca, Becca said me pray me per se. No, I believe in fairness. Until I spoke up and Otimasia, if you speak up, people respect you. When you speak up, people respect you. Yes. Oh, okay. I put that away. Our own internal computer, the brain. Yes. You know, timidity. Yeah, we have a 15 minutes or so to do timidity. Yeah, are you there? Oh, yeah, freezy. Yes, so timidity is a lack of courage. A lack of courage, confidence. Yeah. What creates timidity? It can be hereditary and it can be environment. You could for more, and you know, yeah, it's like we are programmed to be timid because of look. Don't get me wrong. We grew up with some very good values, but sometimes these values become crippling to us because oh, you are supposed to be respectful. You are supposed to be this. I've talked about how when I was in Ghana, you know, you always say please and thank you. You always thank people the next day for your gifts, this, that. It's not respectful to look in the eyes of people when you are talking to them, elders and all that. When I came over here, I had to make that shift. You have to speak up. You have to be bold because the system, nobody is going to come and work the system for you. You have to work within the confines of the system. So if you need something, you have to be able to go to an office and ask for that thing. Or right now, even sometimes you don't, everything is online these days. You have to know where to go. But when you are in these situations where you have to own your own stuff and speak up, you need to be able to verbalize. Are you the parent who go to the school and speak on matters affecting your children? I've said many a time, I've said many a time that, oh yeah, I've said many
Yes.
a time about how People have called my daughters the N word at school, and I'll be the one to call the principal, and the principal will deal with the culprits because I'm not having that.
Yeah.
Yes. And the other parents who think, oh, it's okay. A lot of our Ghanaian parents, we spend the wrong, because of our timidity, we don't even know how to go and open our mouth and speak up. But you see us in other settings doing yeah, gossiping, insulting people on Facebook, this, that. But maybe now your child is going to school without lunch or in tattered clothes. What have you? I don't know. It's a whole spectrum. Speaking
Mhm.
up is not a bad thing. You have to own your stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so if you're going to sit around and be timid because where you come from, yes. Nana Baraba says there's a fear and self-doubt that make many timid. Yes, when we started, I told you that these three things, they are all interconnected. It's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
if you don't have confidence, you are not going anywhere. And yet people will see you, oh, look at them sitting there talking, talking, talking. You know, I got a shock of my life when Ajo told me that something about somebody won't watch her show because of how she comes in. So yeah, insanity or I don't even know. So yeah, we are so
Just
petty,
by
so
someone
petty.
and
Like, well, whatever it was, I don't know if it's the right example, but just for because of some petty thing, so you won't watch something, but meanwhile you'll get some knowledge from it. We gravitate towards the places where people are being insulted because that's all we know. Yeah, like the negativity you were talking about at the beginning, the
yeah.
criticisms. Na nim so dwan fum, hwɛ ne ho
Mhm.
tantan bi. Like, why do we say all those things? Yet if somebody looks nice, we can't say, oh yeah, you're looking great today, you're looking lovely, oh, you look beautiful, oh wow, this, oh that. Ama Joe came on, oh, you guys look sweet today. Did it
Yeah.
cost her? Did she have to pay a dime?
Or did it take away from her beauty? Because that's what we
No,
think. Like
no.
when we give compliments or when we do something for someone, it's going to take away, or when we help someone, it's like it's going to take away from what we already have. But that's not it,
Mm-mm.
you know.
Ajua had a
Anyway,
comment. Let me read through it. The negativities and dysfunctional thinking, Sankwa, people do not choose to be autistic because there is no known single cause for autism spectrum disorder, but it is generally accepted that it is caused by abnormalities in brain structure or function. Brain scans show differences in the shape and structure of the brain in children with autism compared to a neurotypical according to Autism Society. So we need to show more support, compassion, understanding, ask what we can do to help. Ajua, will we have to, will we do, it's like, I don't know.
we're
We don't know how to we don't
so
know how to be compassionate, how to seek understanding. Like me,
compassion.
Nana was watching this. Somebody will say, if Ghana knew, if you watch that show, because oh, normal, so normal person, almost peodo. It's like they are not human, they are not allowed to. She kept
A
saying, oh mom,
comment,
let's watch it, and then I'm like, oh wow, I love, just the what they go through,
right?
to be able to connect with people in relationships. They are human beings. They also have
Yeah.
lives, they have desires, they have needs. So now I'm sitting there and yesterday I said, oh, when is the next season coming? So Pastor P says, then I have to watch that hand of Ajua.
That's
Ajua
offending
says,
people.
yes, beautiful things keep people from learning anything useful. Oh,
Oh my god.
yeah. Let me read Aisha's comments. I was told the company I work for is closing down after working for 18 years, and I just book for holidays while others are crying and afraid of the future. I told my colleagues this is the best news ever because I was about to resign. I feel for them, but I'm not afraid. I buried fear so many years ago. Aisha, Yamin Shrao,
Yeah.
awesome. This is awesome. Yes, because one door closes, another
And
opens.
yeah,
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 you are booking for holidays. You are going to go and what do you call it? Release whatever stress, get refreshed, get rejuvenated, and then move
yeah,
on to the next milestone.
yeah.
She's laughing about it, something. Nanaraba says, research, study, learn, search things out.
Exactly.
Oh, we don't have empathy. I'm teaching my children. Yes, we don't have empathy because the things
Mm,
that people will say and the things that we do, right? It's like, I was in a room on Clubhouse and we're talking about some of these things, and I'm not by any means condoning what Will Smith did, but what I said is that this is the Bearman and Sue syndrome. There's something going on with this gentleman. He's unraveling, he's falling up, and I hope that he gets the help that he needs. Men have issues, but we've programmed them that, oh, Bearman and Sue, you are macho, you are this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
God bless you more and more. More grace to you, Bapa Isha Ankara. Hello, Miss H. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
So back to timidity. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll go. So timidity is a lack of courage. There's a popular word, some man, I think they say he's passed on, like we are timorous. You're chrome for, yeah. Like it's,
Back.
yeah. I think you're fading in and out.
I was frozen.
Okay. So we're talking about timidity. I was saying it to me, it's a
Yes.
lack of courage, and it can be from hereditary or the environment, right?
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And the upbringing as well. As I was
yeah,
saying
yeah. I have
in the
upbringing.
introduction
Hmm.
to, I went through a phase of that because I hate being talked to harshly.
Thank you.
So
You're
yeah.
kanenim,
Mhm. So when when that
kanenim.
happened,
Hey.
my solution was to withdraw into my shell, and
Yeah,
it was so bad that I really didn't even want to go to, like, when the family was going out to like a ceremony, a wedding or stuff like that. I didn't want to go
yeah.
because I don't know what I'll go and do, and then you start shouting on me and stuff like that. So I'd
Hmm.
rather stay home and either watch my movies or read my novel,
Hmm.
escape into that world. And I think that's the more reason why I like to like escape a
Hmm.
lot at that time. And yeah, but I did get out of it, like in high school. And just like the others, timidity, it
Hmm.
can prevent us from taking advantage of a lot of opportunities. Because even when we're living in the land of opportunities, there are a lot of people who would not go and ask, as Auntie said, will not go and ask, will not go and check, because we're timid, we're afraid, we doubt ourselves, we don't value ourselves enough to do that. And also, self talk can also do that. And I guess it stems from the self doubt when you're being criticized a lot and you start doubting yourself, and then you reinforce it with your self talk, because
Hmm.
um, people can tell you whatever, but it's up to you to accept it or reinforce it with your own way of thinking. So we have to be
Hmm.
mindful of what we're saying to ourselves.
Hmm.
Sometimes too, like, it's the fear of feeling awkward. Just like before I started my
Hmm.
videos, I felt that I'll look awkward in them,
Hmm.
or yeah, I might look silly. So um yeah, I guess that's all I have.
Yeah, I had a withdrawal too. People withdraw. Oh, you are this. Oh, you are that. I
Yeah.
remember that um, when I tell Nana that I made a comment about it, so Mom, stop talking about me without my permission. I said, oh, Mom, and I start laughing. I was telling you about her every time. Oh, she's quiet. Oh, she's quiet. And then she wrote a play. She wrote a play for Mother's Day
Mhm.
in one of our old churches and acted it out. And then people came and go and went, oh, one lady goes, oh, Nana, I didn't know that you could talk. Oh. And I looked at her and I said, that is why you don't write people off.
Yeah.
This talent is my daughter. Oh. It's not me. It was Mother's Day. So we were going to cut the cake and I was dancing up to the cake to go cut it, smiling at people that I thought were friends.
Mm.
The way they looked at me, I started laughing in my head. I said, oh, I started laughing in my head. I said, oh, jealousy don't surface. I said, this is my daughter. Oh, it is not me. It is my daughter. It is not me. You know, I know one gentleman told me, she said, Auntie Yanni said, you, this your daughter, you put her in nursing. I said, we didn't put her, she chose her nursing. You put her in nursing, but that's just her day job. But this, I'm sure you just did that, but this is what she's supposed to do, and I'll be her manager. Hey, the way this girl can act, if you go and see her TikTok and the numbers she has on them, like, wow. But you see her, you write her off and say she's quiet, but there's something inside her. Like, all I
Yeah.
can say is, how dare you? Who are you to judge her? How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we should stop minimizing people and putting people into boxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adwa says, you should see me stand in front of a mirror holding myself accountable or encouraging my dear self. Thank you.
Good.
Adwa, I've always said this, that we are sitting around being timid. If you don't know how to speak in front of people, go and stand there and talk to yourself. Practice. There's nothing on this earth that you can't get over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be very shy, very timid, very whatever. And I've made the comment that a director of mine says, when I first came to he's not there anymore. This was years ago. When I first came to the department, wouldn't talk. She was quiet. Now that she's gone to Toastmasters, she talks, she won't stop talking. Then I remember that, I did Toastmasters in 2002 and 2003. Yeah. I said, I'm not, if you tell me, like, you put me on the spot, do something, but you have to be, it's just training. Anybody, if somebody asks you, come and stand here and say this, you have to be able to talk for 1 or 2 minutes without being afraid. And you have to
Right.
challenge yourself. Aisha said, timidity, cowardliness, and fear are siblings. Yes. Master P says some people are afraid of being alone, so they run from this relationship to another relationship instead of building themselves. Aye.
That's
Yeah. Are
true.
you noting the topics that can come?
Yes.
Women.
That's
Oh,
so true. Yeah.
oh, Ade, why?
It is.
Own yourself.
Yeah.
Oh. Own yourself, because nobody is going to fill you up. Our upbringing too, it's like, oh, Mwawano, Yedi, don't talk. Be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Keep quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch. I remember growing up, the environment. And this uncle of mine had come from Niger, and his sound system. Then you hear my dad, oh, don't touch this. Don't, all we grew up here is don't touch this gadget. Don't do this. Don't
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Now you see a 2-year-old, even a less than 2 years, holding a phone and just manipulating it and finding whatever they want to find. That fear, is what is in us, that when you come here, even go and I used to laugh to my I have this friend that I laugh about. I say, hey, you this African man. So I work in the Federal Public Building, so people are coming to the passport office and they get on to me before me, man, or they come on and then they are looking for I'm like, you are looking for just pressing to no problem, no, looking around. I say, hey, Utifianka, you are shouting and yelling at your wife. Look at you. So when I tell my friend this, I laugh my head off. Then next time I'll come and say, I saw another one. Yeah, almost yet, and so simple, basic
Where
things
it
are
matters.
escaping us.
No.
Me
Yeah.
that, me that I'm sitting here, I learn something every day. I'll say, how do you do this? Then the girls will be, chick, chick, chick. I'm saying, please, so you are going too fast. Can you take your time and show me? So I learn. Are we willing to learn? Are we teachable? Is the issue.
Yeah.
We are so timid. So press this, press that. Some of us, we won't even become computer literate. Hey, Asamo.
Mm.
I say, sir, I don't know everything. No, I know enough to do my job, but I'm willing to learn, because when you learn, you have power.
Yeah.
You see all the courses that I say I bought. I'm going to start on
Yes.
them. You have to
Yeah.
be. What are you sitting around for, just doing nothing, wasting brain matter? You know. Anyway, timidity. Yes. Yeah. Do you have any
Yeah.
comments before we tackle overcoming it? But the upbringing, our environment, we are very, very timid. There are a lot of people in work situations, like how I just described mine. They are sitting
Mm-hmm.
in work situations, they are being bullied, they are being used, they are being abused. They won't say anything, they are just in there. And you are thinking, thinking, thinking. It shows up in your body. What is the worst that can happen if you speak up? If they fire you, can't you go look for another job?
Especially
You
when you're
know?
standing up, that
Yeah,
it's yeah.
yeah.
But
Like, what
what
is
I've
your
seen also on the flip side,
Mhm.
because we don't want to seem as timid. I've seen that some people too are overly like aggressive even when there's no need to be. Have you seen that too?
improper socialization?
Yes, like it's
Yeah, it's true.
because
Buga,
yeah, when it's
buga,
not
buga.
natural,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
buga, buga. But that too,
Naturally, I'm
people
an
see through
introvert,
that.
but yes, they see through it. I'm an introvert, so I'm not going to go and be doing, hey,
No,
it will
no.
look so
Odd.
unnatural. But that
Yes,
doesn't mean that when I have to speak up, I do not
I
speak
don't.
up.
Yeah,
And I love to be underestimated because I love to see people's faces when
that
I come out. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
that is it right there. Because
yeah.
in our community, the way we be brought up, we are so used to we get off on minimizing people and putting people down, or
Yeah.
thinking that oh that person, nothing is in them. Yes. Oh, can they do it? Oh, can
Yeah.
they this? Oh, can they that? And they are speaking and they are speaking. You didn't create me. How dare you come and judge me? Nobody has the right to judge anybody, seriously.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
a lot of us, we think we cover up our timidity and all that by making other people feel bad when they are trying to step out of it because
Mm-hmm.
we can't do it. We can't do it. No. For me, all I can say is that if you don't take care of that thing, it can lead to anxiety and depression too,
Yeah. You
because you are
can.
sitting there and you are not addressing your issues. You know that fear or doubt, timidity is holding you back, and you are
Mm-hmm.
afraid of somebody, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, somebody, society, your
Mm.
posse. Yes. So Nanaraba says, I just finished writing an exam in statistics today. Hey, me that used to fear mathematics. It was not so bad. Kudos to you. You see, she's owned her fears.
Good
She's doing
job.
statistics. Yeah, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, like I said, if I want to go and do photography or I want to go and learn how to fly, who's going to come and stop me? I just need to
You can
find
do
out
it.
what to do and go and do it. Anybody can do anything you set your mind to, but as we're just programmed to be like, oh, sit there. You were not created to come and sit on this earth doing nothing. And if you are not feeling happy with yourself, you are not joyful, ask yourself some hard questions. Yes, could be one of these three or all combination of it is what is holding you back. So how do we overcome it? Take baby steps. Like, when something comes into your thoughts and you're afraid of it, whatever it is, think through it. What could possibly happen? Why am I afraid? Oh yeah, you are frozen. Why am I afraid? Why am I feeling this way? When you think through it, then you realize how ridiculous it is. Then you realize how ridiculous that it is. Yeah, that you're feeling that way. And also, you have to learn to put yourself out there. Like I said, the videos. Yeah, it used to be I'll harass her and say, oh, this or that. She's doing them. So if she does it and she finds a little, or maybe even me, there was one time I said something. And I said, I think it was in the visionary class. I said, oh, in that video, I said this and I did this. And I realized, oh, I shouldn't have. And then Pastor P said, oh, if you hadn't said it now, even I wouldn't even have noticed, So sometimes even the things that we think that, oh, it's a
Yeah.
mistake, oh, it's whatever. Nobody, when I meet people and they go, oh, my dress is this, and they are starting to say negative thing, I tell myself, why are you doing that? I didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
till you mentioned it. Because I'm not looking for
Yeah.
it, you know. Pastor P
That's
said some
true.
people are afraid of others going ahead of them. That's a serious slavery of life. Yeah, so like, what is that all about? Yeah, you were saying it, right? You made some comment
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Mamle. Hello,
Mm.
Ifwa. Yes. So, you have to put yourself out there, engage in activities that will shrink your timidity. So, if you say like you're afraid of public speaking, yeah, stand in the mirror, take a take tell say take a topic, say, okay, I want to talk about fear, and then stand in the mirror and say one or two sentences. Maybe even if you turn your camera on, you come on, try to talk for 1.5 minutes or whatever, little by little. And then talk to people who are doing it, the people who will give you good advice, not the
Yeah.
people who
Who
Pastor
feel they
says
are
she remembers
competing
it.
with
She didn't even notice it in Paul. So sometimes we put these things on ourselves,
yeah.
self-conscious. Oh, my hair is blah, blah,
Like
blah.
we're too
Meanwhile, the hair is
critical
looking
with
nice.
ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are giving away information that people didn't even know. They're not thinking that, oh, this. Oh, I'm not good at this. No, stop saying that. No.
Mm.
So engage in activities that will shrink your timidity. Like put yourself out there little by little, you know? Like, okay, in social settings, I feel crippled. Maybe you see somebody, be the one to go up and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm so and so and so, and make a conversation. I know you don't like small chat, yeah, chit chatting, but
You you know, it, it's just well, I do it anyway because
yeah,
that doesn't mean yeah you do not go
you
out
won't
there
do it.
just because of
Yeah.
that. It just that it stresses me out because most of
Mhm.
the time I really don't care about the answer and I feel that they will find out. I think that's the thing
The
that
guilt.
when when I truly want to get to know somebody, that's different.
You
But
make the
most of
effort.
the
Yeah.
time I really don't care.
Well, it's just like in polite society, there's things that you have to say.
Yes.
Project perceptions on others. Yes. Yeah. So engage. Well, however that engagement is, I don't know, but right? So do
Mm.
it, like let it shrink, and then also associate with people who bring you out of your shell, people who will
Yes.
encourage you, not people who will crush your spirit and make you go, and even the one corner that you are standing in, you shrink and nobody will see you. When they open the
Yeah.
box, you are not even there anymore because somebody has crushed your spirit. You've disappeared. There are a lot of people allowing that to happen to
True.
them. And there's a
True.
lot of people who are going around crushing people's spirit out of
True.
envy, jealousy, whatever, bitterness. Yes. And also discover yourself, your passion, and your talents. Don't allow timidity to kill your potential. Chai, you know, it's
Mm.
like for me, people were sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, she deserves this, but let's take it away from her. This, that. When I focused on my writing is my writing. Who's going to take it away from me? You
Yeah.
can't. My name
Passionate.
is on it. Look, there's
Yeah.
people who have, like, you are, they squish you. They don't want you to develop. They don't want you to come out. You have to find that which is yours and do it. Own it. Own it. If I
Oh.
meet you right now and then you come and say something to me, oh, what do you say? Anything? So I'll just say, my what, and what have you done lately? You know,
Exactly.
you always have to come back for some of these people. But if you sit there and you take it, and you know how people, they say these nasty things to you, and then when you react, oh, why are you being like trying to make you feel bad?
Bad.
You
That
just say,
you're
no, no,
yeah.
no, own it. You own it. You own it. What you said was terrible, or
It's
pick
true.
up your
And most of
words
these
and
people
keep
they are
them.
cowards too. You know,
They
they are
are.
cowards inwardly, yeah.
Yeah. So, and be good at what you do. Excellence gives you boldness. Did we hear me? Be good at what you do. Excellence gives you boldness. Whatever it is that you are good at, when you are doing it, you feel bold, and then the timidity will be disappearing. Yeah. So, oh, you're welcome, Abigail. It's like, no, don't allow anybody to. There are people who are not happy in life and they are going around putting people down, making people feel bad. If you don't listen to my advice, this and this and this and that, don't allow anybody to write a script for you to follow. You write your own script. There's things that we've been told. If I tell you some of the things I heard growing up, things people said to me, and this and this and that, you wouldn't think that it's me sitting here talking. No.
Yeah.
People take you like this and just write you off, or
Yeah.
they hate you for no reason, you know? Sometimes even your family members, the things that they will tell you, no, why I'm sure you are only nipa bio. But do you mind them? Yeah, they are
No.
there. They are watching you. And I'm like, I'm not what you think I am. I'm blooming. I'm going. You also go. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pastor P said, even losing my hair through sickness, I didn't have the fear of coming out with it. I love it for what it is. It's what I have and have to accept it. For your
That's it.
information, I didn't cut my hair. I lost it and wearing it on high scales. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Mamle Pastor P says hi. Yeah, we can summarize.
Yeah.
Or if you have anything to add in terms of community and our upbringing, in terms of all these three, please throw it in.
Mm. No, I think
Especially
we've.
the young people and the young people. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I think we've said it all, but us, in order to make any changes, I think we have to be intentional in raising our children. It's not about providing them with the basics in life alone, and we have to have these conversations with them. I don't think they are too young. There's an age that's too young to impart these things in them to make them feel they are worthy. Because if you look at all these three things,
Mhm.
you can only solve it, or you can only get out of it if you actually know yourself. You've done the self assessment, and you know what you're doing in life. So it's never too young for you to start with your kids, you know.
Mhm.
And Auntie Ya mentioned something like, even in their upbringing, they are different individuals, your children. So there's no
Mhm.
one way of actually um, bringing them up or rewarding them or dealing with their issues. So you deal with them one on one. So in that, you need to get to know your children. Most of us,
Mhm.
especially those of us in the diaspora, we concentrate on work and getting money and providing for them and forget about
Them.
building their minds. And yeah,
Mhm.
and I always say that if you do that, then yeah, now the internet will do it for you, and you don't know what they are
Mhm.
going to be learning
Doing.
out there. And yeah, and even friends in school will also build it for you if you don't
Mhm.
do that. So let's have time, because for me that's the but in order for you to impart, you need to have done your work first. So we we have to start on ourselves, and
Yes.
yeah, because as the air hostess will say, you put on your mask before you put your
Thank you.
child's on for
Mhm.
them. Yeah, so it's the same way in life. You develop yourself, build yourself up, and then you can impart to your child. So I guess that's what I will say to that, because it's easier when you know yourself and you know the journey that you're on, because definitely there will be some blockades and stuff like that. The fear will come, but it's how you deal with it, and you can only deal with it when you know where you're going and who you are and your purpose in life. Because I'm sure Antia had a lot of hurdles in writing her book, but she did it anyway because she knows
Yes.
that's one of her purpose in life, and she has to accomplish it in order to
Yes.
feel fulfilled. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's all I say.
One of the things, what you just said, one of the things about being able to accomplish your goals in life is financial independence. I did not
Yeah,
ask my husband for any money to do my books. If I had, there would have been a reason because there's so many pressures and this and that. Oh, you can't. Oh, this, oh, that.
yeah,
So you need to be able to own your stuff. Don't put that label on yourself that because I'm a woman and I'm caught in this mode of, oh, we have to be quiet, we have to be timid, we have to be this. What
and
is your spirit? What is your soul telling you? How do you feel as a human being? How do you
yeah,
feel about yourself? Look, You need to be true to yourself. Mamle had a comment that acceptance is key to being content. If you know who you are, whatever people are doing around you, it doesn't phase you. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't care, you don't hurt when people say things, but you know where to put it. It's when you are insecure, you haven't done your work, that when people say these things, it wounds you, and then you try to adjust and minimize yourself to um,
Feel
make
good.
people feel better. I
Yeah.
remember there was some so-called friend, they know you, like you make a comment that um, because they know that maybe you went to a good school or whatever, or who cares about such and such. I'm saying that's your inferiority complex talking. I'm not going to
Yes.
apologize because I went to Achimota
Yeah.
school. I did. And so what? Yeah. Why? How does it bother you? I had to go to secondary school, and that's where my parents sent me because they went there. So what about it?
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if I went to Ghana Secondary, I went to Temo, I went to Holy Child or this or that. How did you turn out? That is the important thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Yes. Oh, Abigail says after school, I have to unpack so much from the children, so much going on in the schools. Hey, you need strength and fortitude for
Mm.
that. Yes. So some of these things
So,
we are talking about,
yeah.
like he has said, if you haven't done the work, how do you help your children? That's why a lot of us are leaving our children
Mm.
at the lower ranks of the society. They are doing things that we have no awareness about. They don't have, look, if you're a
Yeah.
woman and you are sitting there, your man has left you with 3 children, and you are busy chasing men, bringing them into your home. Your daughter is going to learn that this is
Sacrifice.
acceptable. They minimize
Yeah.
themselves to get into
Yeah.
a man's life instead of having their own standalone life. Look, in a marriage, there's 2 people, but there's you, there's him, and then there's you together. When you are the together, the apart part is what I'm talking about. Who are you a part of your marriage? Like you
Yeah.
are in the marriage, but where are you trying to get to? What are your personal goals? What are his
Yeah.
personal goals? What are the corporate or the family goals?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us, we don't do these things. Our community, we are not given to that. Some do. Some do. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying that we
Yeah.
don't have that mindset of togetherness because of the lack of trust and other things that we've been brought up with. Even in relationships, we are not transparent with each other. And so people are
Mm-hmm.
cheating each other. People are doing all kinds of things. And some of this is the doubt, fear, and timidity. Oh, I need to hold on to my own. Oh, this, oh, that. But the children are suffering. Build your children up. Teach
Mm.
them what is right, what is wrong, so that when they are not around you, they know what to do. It's very important. Like we are so selfish that way as adults in our community. We are not We're not building up the youth, and they are learning. There's young men going around now bullying young women, and who are you? Who's training you? So for me, I'll say the society, that's how we were trained: doubt, fear, timidity. So when you try to be bold and brave and confident, people don't relate to it. That's too bad. You better, because you need to be that way. And you know what? A lot of us are reading the Bible. When I read the Bible, it tells me that it builds me up to be confident. So I'm not exactly sure why we read the stuff in the Bible and yet we're still timid and fearful. You know, how many, what do you call it? How many times does the Bible talk about fear? Fear not, fear not, fear not. And how many of us are sitting there so fearful? Look, I'm bringing the Bible because a lot of us, we say we worship God.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you open the Bible and you are reading it, read it well. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you. Read it and understand, and let it sink into your spirit and build you up. I don't
Yeah.
understand why a society that we say nyame, 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 and we are so fearful, all this cheating, corruption, and whatever are going on. What is that all about? Rise up, be bold in your spirit, be bold in yourself, own your stuff. When you own the good, the bad, and the ugly, you are able to change. We are not honest about owning our stuff. We don't accept responsibility. We are not accountable. So we go around judging other people, finger pointing, instead of looking at our own selves and seeing how better we can be and do things. Adjoa says certain people read the Bible to make use of King Solomon coin and nothing else. Shaking my head. King Solomon had many women. Yes, Pastor P said 366 times. Fear not.
Oh Lord.
Yes, so we've said a lot today. We appreciate you coming on to be with us. So just to let you know that Own It is still available on Amazon. It is now at $5.99. So get your copy if you haven't. Yes, we appreciate you being here with us. We've said a lot of things: doubt, fear, and timidity. Please weed it out of your life. Weed it out of your life and get going. Be the best that you can be. Thank you so much for joining us, Pastor P, Ajuodo, Nanaraba, Miss Sage, Mamle, Aisha, Shaila, Amajo, Amajo, Ajwasi, Miss Yachin message already. Who else did I miss? Abigail. Oh, please, if I've missed you, it's not any through any fault of mine. All the comments come by fast and furious, but we really appreciate you. God bless you. Next week, I'm not available. We're not going to be here next week, but we'll be here the week after. And maybe if I'm not busy or I feel so inclined, I'll pop in one evening and do something on Own It. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Bye. Love you all. Thank you, Ya.
Bye.